They didn't want you strong. They wanted you broken, distracted, chasing approval, second-guessing your worth. Because they knew the truth, the second you locked in, truly locked in, and cut the noise, you'd become dangerous. You'd become unstoppable. And that's exactly what they were afraid of. They threw chaos at you, not because you were weak, but because they were terrified of who you'd become if you ever found peace. They saw what you survived, watched you walk through hell, with fire in your lungs and ice in your veins. They knew your silence wasn't surrender. It was strategy, it was power, and that scared them more than anything you could have said. They didn't want growth, they wanted control. So they poked your wounds, twisted your kindness, and waited for the meltdown. Watch instead of reacting. You stayed calm, you moved in silence, you planned, you evolved. And now, they don't know how to reach you, because the version they used to manipulate is gone. They called you cold because you stopped shrinking to fit their comfort zone. They called you selfish because you stopped bleeding for people who wouldn't even hand you a damn bandage. They said you changed, and they're right. You remembered who you were before they tried to water you down, before they made you feel like too much, before they acted like your loyalty was a weakness they could exploit. You got tired of explaining yourself to people who never wanted to understand. Tired of giving chances to people who saw your heart as a convenience store, open late, free to take, never respected. So you stopped. You walked. And you didn't look back. And that's when they panicked. They never expected you to rise without them. Never thought you'd stop answering, stop checking, stop showing up with your arms wide open. But you did. Because eventually, even the most loyal soul gets tired of being dragged through dirt by people who claim to love them. Now you don't scream. You don't chase. You don't beg. You let the silence speak. And it's deafening. Because your silence doesn't mean you're weak. It means they've been cut off from your energy. And that's what they miss. Not you, just access to what they drained. They'll come back. They always do. Not out of love, but out of habit. They'll say they miss you. But they don't miss you. They miss control. They miss the version of you that tolerated disrespect and stayed anyway. The one that over-explained, over-loved, over-gave, and under-received. That version is dead. Buried under every lie, every betrayal, every fake apology. What's left now is someone who doesn't fold, doesn't ask, doesn't flinch. Heal during Wario-Ken and A-Bomb. You're no longer part of their storyline. You're the damn plot twist they never saw coming. You ever notice how peaceful it gets when you stop explaining your worth? That's growth. That's not anger. It's wisdom. You stopped fighting for people who wouldn't even meet you halfway. Stopped burning yourself out to keep lukewarm relationships alive. You realized people don't abandon people they value. They abandon people they think will never leave. So you left. Not with a bang, not with a speech, just distance. And in that silence, they'll feel it. They'll scroll through your pictures, reread old messages, and chase ghosts of a version that no longer exists. But you're not that person anymore. You don't answer out of habit. You don't return out of guilt. Don't explain your boundaries like they're up for debate. They forgot one thing. The tables always turn. The one they used to gaslight now sees through every game. The one they thought would break now walks with unshakable calm. You're no longer fueled by rage. You're powered by clarity. by scars that harden you, by truth that sharpened you. You've stopped fighting battles that don't lead to peace. Now they whisper about your silence, because it's louder than anything you could say. They don't fear your anger, they fear your absence. Because when you leave with no goodbye, they're forced to sit in the emptiness they created. No closure, no revenge, just space. That's power, and they'll feel every inch of it. You didn't lose them. They lost someone real, someone solid, someone who would have gone to war for them. And now, you go to war for yourself, for your peace, for your power. Let them miss you. Let them wonder. Let them feel the weight of what they threw away. Because you're not angry. You're not bitter. You're just done. And that's what they never expected. Not your rage, but your rise. Not your noise, but your disappearance. And now that you're gone, they'll finally understand what they lost. And when they do finally understand what they lost, it'll be far too late to ever get it back. Comment yes if you're ready for this kind of transformation in your life. And don't forget to subscribe for more.